Write this down. The only key to regulating and controlling change and time is planning. Please make a note of that. The only key to regulating and controlling change and time is what? Planning. And that's what we don't do. Matter of fact, we plan our grocery list, but don't plan our lives. We go to a food store with a list, but there's no list of goals for the next 10 years. We control ourselves in the food store because of the list. Imagine controlling your life through the time of your existence on earth. You got to have a list. You got to know what you don't want in life. That list tells you what you don't buy, who you don't associate with, what books you don't read, which places you don't go, what club you don't hang out with in the night, what you don't drink, what you don't smoke to mess up your brain. In other words, this list takes your life and puts it on a course. Without a plan, son, you become a victim of the currents. The only way to control time is planning. The only way to control change is planning. So I want to give you what I call the secret to life. The secret to life is effective management of time and change. Make a note. The secret to life is the effective management of time and change. If you are 16 years old in this room today, or maybe 86 or 96, time is still in your hands. You're still alive. Don't just exist. You got to manage that time. Number two, secret to life. The principal key to management of time and change is planning. And number three, planning is the most important principle of success in life. You don't stumble into success. You're never successful by mistake. You are successful because you controlled time and you managed change. Key number four, the only regulator of time and change is planning. Time is moving all the time. How do you regulate it? By planning what it will do or what you will do in it. What are you going to do tonight? Are you coming to prayer meeting tonight? Then you start thinking about it right away. You said, I'm coming to prayer meeting tonight. You're planning time. So from 7 to 9:30, you got this plan. That means that chunk of time is already accounted for before it even comes. That's planning. Do that with your year. Do that with your whole 10 years. Let me ask you a question. How old will you be in 10 years? Count, add right now, 10 years from now. How old will you be? Stop counting. See, I told you. You're going to be old. Yeah. Question, what's going to happen between now and the 10 year? Only one way to control it is planning. Number five, without a plan, time and change will ruin your life. Planning controls your decisions. I didn't have sex before I was married because I had a plan. I'm a very serious teenager. When I was a teenager, my father's here today. Hi, Dad. My dad is 88 years old. And they used to call me the strange one. That one, he can be different, they say. My mother tell me, this, I know but you, some with you. Why? I used to ask questions old people ask when I was 9, 10, 15. So I had a plan for my life when I was 14. So when the girls come around my life and want to have sex, I was tempted now because, you know, young people are crazy. But I had this plan on a piece of paper. and I would measure the invitation against the plan. And the invitation was overruled by the plan. I wasn't holy, I was just planned. Your plan becomes stronger than your distractions. Without a plan, you're gone. Life will ruin you. You're going to fall for all kinds of things. If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there, and you won't know when you get there because you don't know where you was going. And there are people who I meet who are 60 years old, they grew with me, and they still under the same connect tree, playing with the same dominoes. No plan. I planned my way out of Baintown. Most of the time in life, we ain't broke. We just didn't plan to be rich. When my wife and I were building our house, boy, we had a solid plan. We can get in our house at a certain time. We came out of school. I told my wife, you know, we got to save some money to get this property out west. And we got to build our house with our own money. I was working at the government, she working with Shell. So we stayed with my mother-in-law and father-in-law. We lived in a one-room part of the house. Our kids were born in that room. I remember standing in other people's kitchen as a married man, cooking on their stove. Why? I had a plan. I got to go to my own apartment. Listen, her mother was living in this house with empty rooms. And I wanted to buy a piece of property for my own wife. And the mother says, why don't you all stay here? Now we got some fellas in here who are so kooky. I ain't gonna say my mother-in-law. Brother, my house paid for, you know, and it's worth over $1 million. But I had to spend those first few years living in my mother-in-law's home. Because we had a plan. We weren't staying there because we was lazy. We weren't staying there because we was trying to, you know, live off them. We were staying there because we had a plan. And the plan required you got to save a certain amount every month to get a down payment on that property. So the plan required you can't spend it on rent. A good plan will make you humble. A good plan will get rid of your pride. Pastor Richard and Sheena, when they first got married, same story. They lived with a lady called Sister Edith. And she didn't charge them anything. Imagine a married couple. Mother Edith, that's Mother Edith. Aunt Edith. And all of us, we were all young fellas struggling. You know, now he got a nice house too, and in the same area. Oh, some of y'all think we born the way we look at. We had a plan. Everybody say plan. Say, get a plan. A plan will take away your ego. If you know where you're going, sometime you got to go through a track road. Yep. Oh, come on, y'all talk to me now. You know, you can't get somewhere that says, this part of the road ain't paved, but you got a destination. So you got to go through a track road to get to a highway. Get a plan. And stop being proud. Some of y'all plan yourself into poverty because your plan you can't afford.